welcome back to my channel. Join my family and I as we spend our spring break in Chicago. Here's what to do in Chicago in March.
Hey guys, we have gotten off the plane. We had a good time, but it was okay. I just want to lay down at this point or get someplace to sit.
Let's talk about where we stayed. So we rented this beautiful 3-story stone mansion, and it gave us the opportunity to have a private garage, private walkway, as well as a cute little bistro area on the side of the home in case we wanted to entertain. The front of the house itself had a private entry as well, but it had gated access with a keypad. It also has these beautiful steps in the front that kind of allow you to have that regal entry into the home itself. So let's get into a little bit of what's inside. I'll also share the link at the bottom for the actual house itself if you want to rent it. So once you gain entry to the home, you're going to come through these doors here and go up these stairs. It's going to take you to the house, and I'll show you a couple of rooms that we actually visited and used a lot while we were here, and you can check out the rest of the details of the listing itself and see if this is something you are interested in renting. It has 5 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, private entry and private exit, so check it out. After we dropped our bags off, we went and got some lunch at this restaurant called Bluebird. They were closed to eat in, but we took our burgers to go and they were absolutely delicious. I definitely would give this place a try again when the city is open and it's not during COVID and they don't have COVID restrictions. We got burgers, we also got fries, as well as some macaroni. They melted the cheese on them. It was absolutely delicious. They are a little bit pricey, but we do have a family of 7, so it was definitely worth it for us. So if you happen to be in the area, try them out. After lunch, we decided to check out the sites and take a look at some of these amazing theaters that they had in the area. The architecture in this city is bananas. We were able to go to Millennium Park and actually see this beautiful amphitheater that they had there. You know, when you can look at some of these places and kind of just see that when it's not COVID, it's really on fire. We definitely got the feeling and got the vibe of that in Chicago. We also checked out the Great Bean. It's actually beautiful here at night. The beautiful skyscrapers and the sights, you know, the skyline is absolutely beautiful in Chicago. I definitely would love to come back and check it out when it's not during COVID and see, you know, if there's any difference. So after we got a look around Millennium Park, we actually were on our way home so that we can get some rest and begin day number 2 in Chicago. We started off day 2 with Stan's Donuts and Coffee, and my hubby and my son went to go pick it up for us. They are a pretty big deal in Chicago. They also do cookies and different treats as well. So this morning we got an assortment of donuts that my husband chose and brought back to the house for us before we hit the streets to see what else Chicago had to offer. Packaging was beautiful, and these donuts were actually almost too pretty to eat. We got a dozen assorted with a bunch of different flavors so we could try them out and really see what we liked. And I gotta tell you, they are delicious. So after breakfast, we got our gloves and our hats and we got on the road and we're able to actually see the skyline. The clouds lifted a little bit and we're able to see what the city looks like during the daytime. We are able to check out the architecture. The city is absolutely gorgeous in the daytime. We're able to also check out a little bit of Lake Michigan to our left. And also notice that because it was during St. Patrick's Day week, we were able to see that they changed the color of the water to reflect that holiday. And if you keep watching, I'll be able to take you down to the Riverwalk where you can see it up close. March is a great time to visit the Windy City. It's well ahead of the summer crowds and festival season. With winter chills starting to subside, it's the perfect time for the locals to stop hibernating and venturing out again. Aside from the weather, what motivates people to pack their social calendars again is St. Patrick's Day. The holiday falls on March 17th and it's celebrated in Chicago for 2 weeks. And guess what begins that? The famous dyeing of the Chicago River emerald green every year. There are 2 parades. There's one downtown, and it's the St. Patrick's Day Parade, and there's another one, the Southside St. Patrick's Day Celebration. The patron saint of Ireland is incredibly popular, so you should be aware that this can result in inflated hotel and airfare prices, as well as major crowding all over the city and especially downtown. I absolutely love the architecture here. I just think it's so beautiful. If you plan on skipping the St. Patrick's Day celebrations, there are definitely some other notable events that occur in Chicago during this month. They have the Chicagoland Flower and Garden Show, also the Geneva Film, and the Good Food Festival. We got to check out the Chicago Bulls Madhouse team store and the United Center from the windows because it was closed to the public due to COVID. Because we were hungry, we decided to stop and get some authentic Chicago dogs from Lulus. They have been open for over 60 years, so we cannot pass it up. And I gotta tell you, this place is awesome. The staff is so sweet. We couldn't wait to get back to the car and enjoy our hot dogs.
Day 2, we are out looking at the city. Just picked up some Lulus. Rejan's busting his down. Me and RJ got chili cheese, and now we're on our way to Chick-fil-A because we like chicken.
Was it good, RJ, or not? Are you eating it?
Chili cheese at its best. We'll check back a little bit later on.
Prior to planning this trip, everybody in the family had their one place they wanted to go to. So next up is my husband's choice, the biggest Starbucks in the world. Due to COVID, we only toured the first 3 floors, and then we made our way back down so that we could get some coffee before we went to grab lunch. Next up was lunch. I managed to not get a picture of anyone's food but mine, but it was absolutely delicious. Then we went to go check out the bleacher stadium for the Chicago Cubs. Due to COVID restrictions, we knew we wouldn't be able to go inside. So after we left there, we also went to Wrigley Field, and then we went home to enjoy some delicious Chinese food. Because as you know, or may not know, it's National Noodle Month, and there is no shortage of great bowls of ramen in the city of Chicago. So if you are here in the month of March, make sure you check it out. As the sun sets on day 2, we are getting ready for day 3 in Chicago. Day 2, we spent our afternoon walking around the city and doing some shopping. We checked out the downtown areas and the shops that they had so we could pick up some souvenirs for our friends and for ourselves to remember this amazing trip. Another thing I noticed while shopping in Chicago is everything is vertical. There are multiple levels to these stores, and everything has an elevator and an escalator. I guess you can call that the perks of living in a big city. After shopping, we decided to check out a couple more tourist areas and see what those had to offer. We drove around and saw Soldier Field as well as the Great Lakes training station. Then we decided to take a closer look at Lake Michigan before we headed home for some dinner at Smoke Barbecue. When I saw this place, I could not pass it up. It was absolutely delicious. So just for a recap, would I come back to Chicago? Yes, I would, in a heartbeat. So I'm going to close this video out with some aerial footage. I hope you enjoyed our trip as much as we did. Make sure you give me a like and a comment in the comments below. That really helps my channel. As always, thank you so much for watching, and you can follow me on any of my social medias at Ellie Inspires. If you like videos like these, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you have any comments or questions, pop them down below, and until next time, be inspired.